26 years ago this month, my husband and I took one of the most magical trips of our lives. It was filled with late night adventures, brand new experiences, and a little bit of that post-wedding exhaustion. I know you know what I'm talking about. We're talking about our honeymoon, a trip to Walt Disney World from an era of disposable cameras, paper fast passes, and a Magic Kingdom parade you would not believe. Stick around because on this special mini episode of Talk Travel to Me, my husband and Mickey Guru co-founder, Eric, is joining me to open up the photo album and take you back to 1999.
Ready for your fast pass to unforgettable adventures? Welcome to Talk Travel to Me. Featuring our Mickey Guru Travel Company expert travel advisors, this podcast will guide you in traveling with more ease, confidence, and a sprinkle of magic. Tune in for unique insights, insider info, tips, and personal travel stories that'll transform your journeys into exhilarating moments and lifelong memories. Fasten your seatbelt, grab your passport, let's embark, and let's talk travel.
Welcome back to Talk Travel to Me. I'm absolutely thrilled for today's special mini episode, and I have my favorite co-host ever with me. Please help me welcome the other half of Mickey Guru Travel Company and the star of my very own Disney love story, my husband, Eric.
Hey, everybody.
So we are celebrating a big anniversary this year, 26. And we thought maybe the best way to do that was to dedicate this episode to our Walt Disney World honeymoon story from 1999. So we're going to talk about some serious nostalgia. But let me just start by saying this. This wasn't even planned.
No, this was not planned at all.
This is the result of me traveling almost nonstop for the last 3 weeks and us realizing that it is Wednesday night and the podcast needs to come out tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. So I thought, let's tell this story. Let's talk about this. So let's just jump into it. What do you remember from that trip?
Nothing. We're old. I don't remember. Oh my gosh, it was so long ago. But it was like yesterday. If you forgot what happened yesterday.
Yeah. Well, you forgot what you walked in the room for. Yeah. I will say what I remember right off the top is that we knew we wanted to go to Walt Disney World for our honeymoon.
Right. Yep.
So, we knew we wanted to get married. So it's not like we...
Right. It's not like we just went to Walt Disney World for that. Right.
Right. But that was your second trip ever. Because we had the Mulan Magic Vacation while we were dating. And then this trip was your second. And it was my fifth, I think, if I did the math correctly.
Probably. Sounds about right.
I think that was about right.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago when you think about the amount of trips and monies. Can you imagine we could be like really rich?
So much money if not for going to Disney World as much as we have.
Or cruising or Anyway, we're not going to go down that road.
No.
But
it was money well spent.
Yeah. We ended up getting married the Friday after Thanksgiving.
And why was that?
Because we wanted to go for the Christmas decorations at Walt Disney World.
Right.
And I had always wanted to stay at the Wilderness Lodge. Now, when I say always...
Always, for those few years that you knew Disney was a thing.
Well, no, because the Wilderness Lodge opened in 1994. So it had only been open 5 years. But I had been a value girly with my family. I guess I shouldn't say that. We stayed at the Polynesian when I was a kid. But when I went back as an older teen and young adult, it was the value resorts for the most part. But Wilderness Lodge at Christmas time was like where it was at. So we did that. What's the other thing that we always joke about that we did in planning the wedding and honeymoon?
The fact that the honeymoon was more expensive than the wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, people really thought that was crazy when we did it.
Right.
But, like, I remember we spent total on our wedding about $5,000.
Yeah.
Now, that was like your mom helped with the flowers, so that didn't count.
Yeah,
and
like
like
all kinds of stuff that people helped with. But
right.
Yeah, it was not your, we'll say, typical New England wedding, which can range from, tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Sure, especially now. I don't know how much that really...
And then I think it was very expensive.
Yeah.
We went, you know, a less expensive route. We didn't go cheap,
Right.
But
it was a really nice wedding. We kept the guest list small because, hey, everybody that we invited was $40 or $50 more that we couldn't spend on our honeymoon.
Right.
So I remember like that was like a thing. And I remember specifically having a conversation with your mom about how we had to have a cocktail hour because it would be rude to let people like have to just sit around and do nothing while we went and had pictures taken. And I went, that was going to cost us like $500. And she was like, but crudité. That's when I learned the word crudité.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't really care about that. We did end up doing that. I don't remember who paid for it, but
somebody did. I don't think we did.
We definitely didn't have hot canapes or anything like that.
No.
I'm working with one of our agents that's planning a Disney wedding right now, and that was something that came up was how many hot canapes per person, and I was like, I gotta Google that word.
Right. What is a
canapé?
Anyway, I don't know what a canapé is either.
So we ended up doing 15 nights at the Wilderness Lodge, which everybody around us was like, you're insane.
They were right.
You think that was insane?
Yeah. I mean, they're right. It's okay. I'm not going to I wouldn't go back and change it.
But you think it's crazy.
It's crazy. Never have I ever wanted to get home more just to have a plate of normal spaghetti.
Oh, I do remember
that.
Yeah.
Remember how we were so tapped out on Disney food.
Yeah.
The adventure was great. Like we had an absolute blast doing it, but the food, like you just get worn out. Like, which really makes me wonder what's going to happen when eventually we do one of these transatlantic cruises.
Eventually.
We're going to be tapped out on the food by the time we get back.
So, okay, I remember being tapped out on the food.
Yeah.
I also remember that we stayed at the Wilderness Lodge and we had the deluxe dining plan. It wasn't called that. It was basically
what you can eat.
We had the package with all the food you could possibly eat. You just kind of like waved a card and you got whatever you wanted.
Magically appeared.
Yeah, and it also included like obviously mini golf and tours and boats, like those little what do they call those? The
Mouse Sprite boats.
Mouse Sprite, yeah. We did that a whole bunch of times.
Yeah, that was great. We had a photographer. That was
right.
part of our package.
You guys, we have to find those pictures, and I think they might be in my hope chest.
They're around.
But when you compare how photography is done in the theme parks now versus 1999, we had a professional photographer for like a half an hour, 45 minutes or whatever it was, right? Like
some specified amount of time as part of your honeymoon package. You could get that. And they would put you up in all kinds of different places that you can't get to.
Oh, sure. Like we have a picture of us on the castle.
On the castle steps.
Yeah.
Like up the back steps where we're on the grass.
Right.
There's like, he literally opened the door and was like, go over there.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, I'm going to go sit on the grass now.
I remember that. But we didn't plan our outfits.
No.
We ended up matching, but not like a planned matching.
The same thing.
The same yellow.
Yeah.
Like it was like a little bit off.
Yeah. Yellow shirt, probably jeans and shorts. Whatever. Yeah.
And I had
You had the jean shorts. I think I just had a regular pair of shorts on, but
maybe
whatever it was.
And I had my Winnie the Pooh brown.
Yes. Yes. The fanny pack.
But like, who goes and gets professional photos and spends not even 2 minutes to decide what you're gonna wear? Like now, you think about it, it would be like either we'd have matching shirts that were like bride and groom, or we'd have like a theme going on where you're like, okay, Mr. Incredible and Mrs. Incredible. Like we would do something like that. I would certainly have ears. Right. Did they even have ears then?
They had ears.
I think they had the hat
ones. They
had
hats. They didn't have the headbands the same way.
Yeah.
They did. Because you do have somewhere in this is the little bride hat.
I did have, yeah.
Right. And I've got an actual top hat.
Yeah.
That has the Mickey ears on it.
Yeah.
Not long after, that was a really short-lived thing from what I remember, because then not long after that, you could only get the Mickey ear hat. It said like groom or whatever on it.
Yeah.
We did make up some shirts.
We did. Those are in the hope chest.
Yeah,
We're gonna pull this out.
we definitely did make up some shirts that we just like heat pressed or whatever.
Yeah, like in
We
our
had
own
them
house
printed out.
with an iron.
Right. Yeah.
We got the things at Staples.
Yep.
And
Printed
then
them out on our, inkjet printer.
just
And-
can't.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that, but that I know is definitely in the hope chest because I showed Allison a little while ago, and she was like, "You wore that?" And I was like, "Yeah." But yeah, those pictures after when they came back, and I looked at them and I went, "What did we do? Like this could have been adorable." But one of the things I remember most about that trip is refillable mugs with hot chocolate. And it feels like every night, whether it was or not, I don't know for sure. But like it's sitting in front of the tree at the Wilderness Lodge, and we just sat there.
Yeah.
And I remember that being such a quiet time. And like we would talk about whatever we did during the day or what we're gonna do. Or maybe I might have fallen asleep on your shoulder.
It's likely.
Right? But like I remember that as a core memory. Like
Yeah.
and I know we're going down and staying at the Wilderness Lodge for 2 nights after Christmas this year. And I keep picturing that. Like when I think about that trip,
Yeah.
no parks because we're locked out on our annual passes. But the idea of just going and like, let's just get a hot chocolate and just sit here
Just
again.
sit and relax.
Yeah.
We actually did that. Was it last
It
year?
was last
Yeah, it was
year.
last year, right? We did actually do that. And they had Chippendale were walking around the lobby,
Yeah.
which was super cool. And they were taking pictures with people and stuff.
Yeah.
That was really nice. The thing I remember, one of the things that stands out is there was a special Christmas market that
Oh,
year
yeah. At Horizons
at
and
Horizons. Yep.
Yep.
And they had a bunch of dated merchandise that was very specific to like, it was only for like a week or a weekend or something. It was really short for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why it existed. I've never gone back to look as to what that was, but I remember we bought so much stuff on that trip that we had to have it shipped back.
I remember coming back into our townhouse afterwards and like people had gone and got the stuff for us and
Yeah,
brought it
it was
in.
all piled up.
Like the boxes were like almost as big as I was.
Yeah.
And I was like,
What's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But remember the ornament got broken. Remember there was like one of the very special ones was
So-
broken.
So what ended up happening is, it wasn't, I don't believe the ornament was broken. I believe one of the stuffy that I had bought, there was a little Mickey Mouse stuffy where he's holding he was in a Santa outfit. He was holding a globe,
Yeah.
and it was dated on his foot. Like
Yeah.
it was stitched on there. What happened was that got put on like a shipping truck somewhere and sent somewhere else. They lost it.
Oh.
And it was literally only like those couple days that was going to be available. So I remember we called and we're like, hey, here's what happened. We're on our honeymoon, and where's our stuff? Like the bag of stuff we had ordered didn't show up. Person was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Let me look into it. They called us back. They're like, yeah, it got shipped off somewhere. And I was like, great.
I want
What are
it.
you going to do? Because I wanted that, and it's not like I can just go to the store and buy it. They actually stopped the truck, got it off the truck, and still sent it to us. And that was one of those moments that's a Disney moment
Yeah.
right there, in that the way they treat their customers and have treated their customers in the past was like a real eye opener for me that they would do something like that. Because again, it's not something they could have just pulled off a shelf.
Right.
It didn't exist anywhere except for that moment. So very interesting.
I also remember when I think back to that trip, the paper fast passes. And for some reason, that memory is really strong for me,
Mhm.
even though, I mean, obviously we had those for a long time.
Yeah.
But I remember my feet were killing me at some point, and you were like, you were the fast pass runner.
Yeah.
And you were basically like, gonna go to Big Thunder, get the fast pass. And I was like, I'm gonna wait here.
I'll see you in a little bit.
And I remember that being a thing like for a while actually, because like then we had Allie and you were like you just are much faster too. So you would just go like
Yeah.
I miss those though. Like of all the things to be nostalgic for, paper fast passes, because we didn't even have cell phones.
Right.
So like we were there for 15 nights.
Yep. No cell phone.
Remember the hotel phones cost like a bajillion dollars to
Right.
use?
Yeah. So you would never use it. There was no, and you weren't calling anybody.
No.
You
So like
weren't interested in
we didn't
calling
talk to the rest of the world
Right.
for 15 nights. And I love that.
Yeah.
The wildest thing though, and I had it in my hand maybe a year ago, the invoice from that trip. Do you remember how much that cost? The wedding was about $5, a little under $5 if I remember correctly.
I'll say it was probably 65, but for some reason I'm thinking 58.
65 was actually closer.
65 is
and that included the hotel, all the food, all the activities, the park tickets, and the airfare.
Yeah.
Because we actually booked our Delta flights through Walt Disney Travel Company.
Yeah.
So like that was everything.
The entire thing.
And also that included gratuities for the dining because at that point they gave the servers the 15 to 20% tip. We didn't even have to sidestep that.
Yeah, no, it was all included. It would be fascinating to book, to not book. Well, it would be fun to book, but it would be fascinating to look in to see how expensive that trip would be today.
We're going to put that on Instagram because there's definitely
the side-by-side comparison would be interesting.
Yeah, as close as you can because they don't have that dining plan anymore. Right. So you can't even get that. You get the one sit down and one counter service and a snack. We literally, I remember popcorn for days. It was like, we're walking by a popcorn, giver, a popcorn giver. And I remember that being a thing. Like, we were not hungry that entire trip because, like, anytime you had an inkling, you were like, okay, let's eat. We're here.
Yep.
Liberty Tree Tavern happened multiple times.
Yep.
I'm trying to think about, we bought a lot of stuff. It was right as the Millennium Celebration was beginning because it was November of 99.
Yep. And where the pin collection started.
Yeah.
Yep.
We should have kept those pins separate from the rest. We didn't because they're
mixed in with all the others.
All the others.
You can see they have dates on them if you were to take them out of the frames that they're in at the moment.
Yeah.
They do have dates on the back, I believe.
Yeah, and that was also the time they did the Main Street Electrical Parade, which I know you don't really like parades all that much.
Yeah.
Which we're going to talk about in another episode. It just reminded me that we have to do an episode about our trip to Disneyland. Mm-hmm. But Paint the Night.
Paint the Night was good.
I'm obsessed with it. I really want to go back.
The duck was more fun.
The duck?
The duck. I remember the duck that came up and walked right up to us.
Yeah, we'll do that another time.
Okay. That'll be an Instagram post.
Yeah. I just remember feeling that entire trip. Disney was still so new, right? Like I had been a couple times, but I was not obsessed. Like we just wanted to go there because it was a fun place to go and we knew that we'd have fun. We're not beach people. We're more beach people now than we were then.
More island people, I think, now.
Yeah, or just at sea people. I want to be on the cruise ship at sea. I don't even need to stop. But yeah, that was, I remember feeling like we were in an entirely different world and the wedding had been stressful, but not as stressful as like some people. Like we never would have made a reality show out of like the little things that popped out.
No. But
I remember that feeling and I still do get that feeling a little bit at Disney, but those damn phones, like that's the difference.
Yeah, the phone thing is interesting. In our trip out to Disneyland, I commented to you at one point we were sitting and eating, and I looked around, and every single table you saw somebody was on their cell phone, and nobody was talking to each other.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really interesting, especially in that place. Because that's like, you're supposed to be talking about how much fun you're having and what's going on and where are you at and, what do we want to go see next? Do we want to go see, the Winnie the Pooh ride or do we want to go to Tiana's or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And nobody was talking to each other.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
And I
do kind of like the idea of going back to not having them
when
you go there.
Team Paper Fast Pass.
Yep.
All the way. I actually was talking.
Magic Band, Paper Fast Pass.
Yeah, like I actually was discussing with somebody, one of the agents recently, about the idea of doing that as just a challenge.
Mm,
Like leave our phones in the room for the day.
right. What would it look like
What
as
would
you go through the park?
Right. And then we were like, when we'll create content around it, and I was like, well, if we have no phone, so we need to have somebody come with us that can do that. But
Right.
anyway, we're off the.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation that we can talk about another time about how when you go now, you basically have to bring a production studio with you,
Yeah. Well,
right?
yeah.
And it's really interesting. I mean, we brought 2 cameras plus our phones plus computers the last time we went.
Well, because we're running a business.
Yes.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
when we got married, I was
Yeah.
working as a data entry clerk-ish kind of person for Wayne Global, which was like
Yeah.
biggest, nothing job that I could have had. And you were a QA manager or QA tester.
Tester.
So that there's no reason to have done that.
Right.
But now it's like we're running a business and it
You have
doesn't
all the
stop.
social media. Right. Yep.
Right. All right. Well, what is there anything else that you want to remember or include?
I mean, I just honestly, it's funny for some reason. I know the reason. There's a photo of it, and I've seen the photo ad nauseum for some reason. This one jumps out, but I remember us just riding the people mover,
Yeah.
right? Just sitting back, riding the people mover, and just being relaxed,
Yeah.
right? And chill and being like, wow, we did this and we're here now. Like, this is pretty cool.
I just remembered this just came out of nowhere. Remember the scavenger hunt I had them do for you on our honeymoon?
Yes.
So there used to be this company called Gifts of a Lifetime. I don't
Yep.
even know if they
Yep.
still exist.
That's a
I haven't
company.
heard of them. But I basically got with the woman who runs the company and was like, I want to do something really cool for our honeymoon, like blah blah blah. And they basically put together this entire scavenger hunt for you. And like, I don't remember how I
at
even.
Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it started. There was a letter for me at the desk.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, here's a letter, and I was like, this is a scavenger hunt thing. Like, that's really weird.
Right.
And then the way they did it, and this was really interesting, they had 3 people that were in the park and were basically following you around. Like, someone was ahead of you, someone was kind of behind you, and they were just kind of around,
Mm-hmm.
and they were planting these things as you were going around.
Right.
And they were leaving these clues, like, to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. And then we met them at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were like, we thought you saw us back at this other one. And I was like, I had no idea what was going on. This is crazy. Yeah, really cool thing.
I remember like trying to play it cool, like I didn't know what was going on.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't have a poker face. So I remember just being like,
Yeah, but I wasn't paying attention. I
no.
wasn't like.
No, but I remember they were doing it that way so that they weren't disrupting any other guests in the park.
Right.
And they also didn't want someone else to get your little gift that they were dropping at each spot. But that was fun.
Yeah, it was really neat.
I remember that being pretty expensive, but people always talked about like, oh, you should get your spouse a gift for your wedding.
Right.
I still don't really understand that because I'm the gift. But that was like
Oh, you're a gift.
instead of it being like, let me give you a watch, which my God,
Right.
now you have
Couple watches.
couple. But like I was like, let's do that. So there's an experience rather than a thing. Because I was like, he's not the kind of guy that really wants like cufflinks. Like he's
Right.
never gonna wear those
Yeah.
again, right?
Well, and that's the thing. I think you've always been that way, to your point, for what you just said, even before we were Disney fanatics or travel, invested as heavily as we are in travel. Experiences have always been more your thing anyway. So it makes sense, right? That absolutely. And, it makes sense that we would have done the wedding and the honeymoon the way that we did, because that was an experience that
Right.
you're never going to forget that.
Yeah,
Right?
no.
You might forget, as I jokingly said at the beginning of it, you forget certain moments of it, but there are always things that are going to stick,
Right.
with something like that. And it's more about those moments than it is the dollar amount.
Yeah, and I think that was the real start of our Disney obsession.
Mm.
Your second trip, and the first one we did, like we mentioned, was like a Mulan Magic Vacation, and I remember you surprised me with that, and I was like, I have found my guy. Like he literally surprised me, and that was like the thing that year in 1998.
Disney trip, my man.
My man, you're mine. I'm not letting you get away, and we're gonna do this a lot more.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I actually recently started just like looking to see, and
don't do that.
Yeah.
No. There's nothing good if you were to look at the amount of money that's been
No, I don't mean the amount of money, because I don't think that's even quantifiable at this point, but the number of trips.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. I was like, and people would say like, oh, you must have had a charmed childhood.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
No, not really.
We went once as a kid.
Yeah. I didn't go at all as a child.
Right.
I didn't go until I was an adult.
Right. That Mulan Magic Vacation was your first.
Yep. Yeah, my mom had one trip that she was trying to book somewhere along the way, and then they ended up buying a house like right around the same time.
Yeah.
So that didn't end up happening. And she never told me that until years later.
She had the brochure still in her drawer in her dresser, and she showed that to me.
Yeah.
She's like, see, I really was gonna take him.
Gonna go.
And I was like, don't worry about it. And then we'll take you.
Yeah.
Years later, we took both of your parents.
Yeah.
Twice. Your mom 3 times.
Yeah.
But yeah, that to me was like the start of this magical journey. Like that honeymoon was perfection. Except the fight we got, our first married fight at Artist Point.
Buffalo.
Guys, you know I'm a picky eater. We've talked about it a lot. We're at Artist Point, and Eric gets buffalo, which is great for him. And he wanted me to try it, and I was like, no thanks. And he's like, try it, just try it. Hey, why don't you try it? And I was like, I'm gonna flip a table. Like, leave me alone. I don't want to try that. And we ended up getting in like a big argument about that. But other than that,
it was great.
Yeah, like I remember that being the only argument the whole 15 nights, which is pretty impressive when you're in a place like that.
And I will tell you, 15 years later, not 15 years later, 26 years later, I still remember the buffalo was really good. I don't think I remember other meals.
Yeah.
I remember that being really good.
We did hoop-de-doo.
Probably more than once.
No, I think
Did we do it just once?
I will tell you, I just had buffalo mozzarella with a caprese salad kind of thing, and I was like, is this buffalo milk? And nobody would answer me. So I still don't know the answer to that. All right, guys. I think it's time to call it. But this was fun. A little
off the cuff.
Yeah, exactly. And we are definitely going to dig out as many things as we can find in that hope chest and show you. Certainly the t-shirts I know for sure are there. But check us out on Instagram at Talk Travel to Me Pod. If you're not subscribed to the podcast, do that, please. And tell your friends, especially if they want to relive their original Disney dreams, and tell us all about it on Instagram. All right. We'll see you real soon, friends.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Talk Travel to Me. We hope this episode cracked open inspiration for the treasures that await you at your next dream destination. If you love the show, please review, subscribe, and share it with a friend. At Mickey Guru Travel Company, we're your trusted guides for theme parks, cruises, resorts, and more. Visit our website at mickey guru.com to learn more and book your vacation today.